Alrighty. What's up, guys? So, if you have been following Harley and I's story, thank you, Harley. When I first met him, he's pretty much the dog that made me famous. He was the aggressive Yorkie, but oh, see, you can tell he's not aggressive anymore, right? He and I have built this trust. He even kisses me now. Thank you, Harley. But earlier we had a little bit of a disagreement. He was not in a good mood. And I really think it's because he's starting to lose his eyesight and he's also starting to go deaf a little bit. He's losing his hearing and his eyesight. So earlier, when I was trying to comb out his head, he lost it. He had a fit, he bit me. He was, just really upset, not having a good time. And then in the bathtub, when I was trying to get the boogies from in between his eyes, he started attacking again, biting, screaming. And his mom was here, so she saw it. So she saw how he was behaving. Um, the thing is, I really think it's because he can't really see well. See, you can tell he's starting to lose his eyesight. It's starting to go silver in there, and he also can hear. And so when I was there, hey, now see, good. Well, he still doesn't like it. But he's not howling and screaming and trying to bite me. There you go. Now I just wanted to share this because I want to get this on camera. Because look how good he's behaving for me now. And I'm combing all the areas that were problem before. And this is just my theory, a hypothesis, if you will. I let him bite me. See that? He got me pretty good right there. You can see that little, opened it up. So, and a couple times here. But anyways, every time he bit me, I was like, ow, ow, Harley. And he bit me hard on this one. He got me good. But the thing is, I was like, ow, and I just let him know, you know. Well, when he bit down really hard and he freaked out, then I had him like this, and I was controlling him so he couldn't bite me anymore. And then when he calmed down, I released the pressure. So he learns from the release of the pressure. When you're trying to bite me, I'm gonna hold you like this and restrain you. And as soon as you calm down, boom, the pressure's off, right? And so I think that by allowing him to bite me, and allowing him to get that out, get that frustration out, and then not reacting, not retaliating, and not giving him anger in return, but more just understanding and acceptance. Now, look at that, no hard feelings, right? Oh my goodness, good boy, Harley. But when I was going through and kind of clipping here, and especially when I was doing his nails, he snapped again. He snapped one more time and tried to get me. And so, I was just like, it's all right, it's okay, Harley. I finished up his nails and finished up clipping his body. So now you can tell I got his length set. Now I just have to do the scissor work and I have to scissor around his head. And I'm not sure how that's going to go because of how he's been acting so far. And we're all allowed to have bad days, right? I mean, there's nothing that says a dog should behave the same exact way every single time. You know, just like us, they're complex. They have bad days too. Things might be going on that we don't know about. And so we have to take all that into consideration. And it's okay for him to have a bad day. But that being said, I'm not sure how the how the haircut's gonna go once I bust out the scissors. Because once the scissors come out and he acts like that, it can get pretty dangerous. So I just wanted to get this on film just to document what happens because I'm not sure what's going to happen. Things may not work out today. He has strong teeth. Yeah, he does. Oh my goodness, look at his teeth. Even though he's old, he's got those chompers, baby. So he says, I have a 3 pound Cujo toy poodle tomorrow, but I think he was so bad last time because of his teeth. Owner told the owner to take him to the vet, and she didn't. Oh, and if she didn't, I will send him back home. I like that, Sue. Drawing the line. Okay, so here we go. Hold on, where's my thinners? Okay. I have my thinners in my other bag. Hold on one moment. Just, with my Jedi mind powers, keep them on the table. Okay. I put in the same case as my shark fins because I was using the shark fins that I just bought. But I don't know. For me, I still have to get used to this swivel thumb here. I still got to get used to it because for me, it's still kind of a little bit. So I still like my comfort shears, my $60 shears. You know what I'm saying? These are $300 pair of shears, and I still prefer my good old $60 workhorse shears. Anyways, so got my thinners, got my curves. So here's what we'll do. I always like to start in between the eyes and get the head done, just in case mom walks in and she wants to, sit and talk or watch the groom. At least the head is done. So when they move around and they want to look at mom, it's easier to do the legs and feet and, work on that than work on their head while they're bobbing it back and forth trying to look at mom. So that's why I like to get the head done first. And I kind of got into the habit of that when I had the shop because, again, clients would come in unannounced, a little bit earlier because I would always tell people, I'll call you when your dog's done. I'll call you when they're done. But, it happens a lot. And I understand. Owners are excited to see their dogs. So they'll come before I call and before I'm done. And then if you don't have the head done at that point, game over. I mean, I'm not saying that you can't get it done. It's just much more challenging. And sometimes you have to ask the owner to step out, and that's always fun. They're like, why do I have to leave? So, that's why I just got in the habit of doing the head first, just finishing up the head. And that way I can take my time on the rest of the body and rounding out the feet and everything and not have to worry if the owner's gonna come in or not. There we go. But from what I hear, the correct way to groom a dog is to finish the head last because when you set the top line and then you set the curves, the angles there and the feet and you work this way, then you blend the head into all of that. So I hear that's the correct way to do it, is do the head last. But, I'm an artist, so. All right, so now that we got in between his eyes trimmed, see, you can actually see his eyes now, right? Then I'm gonna comb the visor forward. And he's actually doing pretty good. I mean, the way he was acting earlier when I was combing out his head, and he was biting the crap out of me and screaming at me and yelling at me, calling me names. I even think he made a racist remark earlier. I don't know. During all that screaming and shouting, it's hard to really tell. But I could have sworn I heard some racist remarks there too. Anyways, that's beside the point. What I'm saying, is, oh man. I'm really surprised that he's actually behaving this well. And I really think it's because, I let him bite me. I let him get his licks in, and I didn't retaliate. I didn't get upset. I just, hey buddy, I did squeal a little bit. I kind of like, ow, yelped like a little baby. That's okay. It's part of it. I don't always have to be tough. You know what I'm saying? I don't always have to be a macho man. I can cry sometimes. Who cares? Anyways, I think it is because he feels like he's understood. So it's kind of like humans as well. I learned this in a I think it was in the book Influence by Robert Cialdini, but he was talking about how human beings, we want to feel heard, we want to feel understood, and even if we don't get what we're asking for, even if we have to decline or refuse a client's request, if we repeat their request back to them and we give them some empathy, we kind of relate to them, and they feel like we understand what they're saying, we hear them, we acknowledge them, and we say, I really wish I could, but I just can't do that, but I understand, He's saying, in that book, they were saying that most people will still feel happy walking away from that situation, because even though they didn't get what they wanted, they felt heard, they felt understood. And so I think that applies with dogs as well. Even though he didn't get what he wanted, Harley, which is for me to stop grooming him, and so he can go ahead and continue his nap. Even though he didn't get what he wanted, because he feels understood and heard, now he's not so stressed out and upset. This is just, again, all of this is just my theories, my hypothesis. I don't know for sure because I'm not a dog expert, like I didn't go to school or college for any of this. So I don't know for sure. It's not a scientific fact. But from what I'm observing, from my observations, you're okay, buddy. All I know is that earlier he was on full attack and he was biting me and yelling at me and calling me names. And now he's letting me do whatever I need. So, you do the math. Lee, what's up, Lee? Poor little guy, he could not be feeling well, and I agree. Failing eyesight makes them more on. Yes, exactly, Lee. And he called me names. Okay. There we go. Just to get a clear opening into their eyes, because the eyes are the windows to the soul, right? So what I'm doing with his ears is I'm doing the same thing I would with the Westie ear, just kind of tipping it. I do this with Beaver terriers as well, Bewers. So comb all the hair forward. And then just trace the tip right there. Wow. This happened before with a Westie named Nala when I was at my shop. She was on full attack. I mean, like an alligator on the table, just snapping at me. And then I wanted to film it. So I turned the camera on to film it, to show everyone how she's acting and how I'm gonna, how I'm gonna dog whisper that, Caesar Milan, that dog, into submission. Anyways, as soon as I turned the camera on, it was like she turned into a different dog. Like she didn't want to bite anymore or act all nasty. And I was like, what? And then I thought maybe it was because my bather at the time, Daniel, was in the room, and she kind of liked Daniel. When Daniel was washing her and drying her and everything, she was really nice with him. And so I told Daniel, maybe she's being nice all of a sudden because you're here, and because I had him holding the camera and everything. So then I told him, just go show him the office, so she can't see you. So I had him go into my office and kind of hide, and then I turned the camera back on, and she did kind of snap at me, but I kind of made her, I embarrassingly, I'm ashamed to say, I kind of made her bite me when I was doing her nails. I kind of knew that would trigger it. So it's not like I made her bite me, but I kind of knew that the nails would trigger the bite. And so I kind of encouraged it, I guess. And, because I'll just be honest, back then when I had my shop and I just started my YouTube channel, I wanted to try to get famous. I wanted to try to get views and try to get attention. And that was really important to me at that time. I thought that it would help my business. And so, I thought that it would be a nice, attention grabber, I guess, having a Westie biting me on camera. And so that was that. But I did get a lot of feedback from that video. A lot of people who watched it saying how they didn't really like how I was kind of antagonizing the dog. I was kind of instigating the bite, kind of, asking for it pretty much. Even when she clearly let me know, like, hey, I don't want to bite you anymore, And so I do feel bad about that. I feel kind of guilty that I did that. But hey, that was 8 years ago, I'm still an idiot, but I was a much bigger idiot a few years ago, especially 8 years ago when I started the YouTube channel. So, yeah, I don't know. Maybe if anybody has watched me from the beginning, from when I started my shop 8 years ago, you may notice I'm a completely different person. Maybe not completely different, because like I said, I am still an idiot. But I guess the difference is I'm a little more aware now. I'm a little more aware of my idiotic tendencies. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is make a nice round head. And so I'm trying to trim away any hair that's kind of sticking out of the circle that I imagine. There we go. So he has a nice round head. Right, buddy? Look at that. Oh, nice. Alrighty. Sonia says, dogs can be so mean. Mine tooted earlier, gave me a look, and then went and laid somewhere else. I think he was blaming me. Uh-huh. Yeah, they're honest. That's the thing. Dogs are completely honest, you know? I kind of envy that. I wish I was more honest because, you know, for me, when people, you know, I sometimes wish I was a little bit more honest because I always get to the point where I'll just keep stuff inside and I'll just let things go. I'm like, no, 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 it's okay, it's okay. You know, because it really is no big deal. Which is why I should probably say something while it's no big deal. But I let it build up and I let it keep kind of the pressure build inside until I can't take it anymore. And then I blow up and I say things out of emotion. And it's like, oh man, you know, that's not good. So I kind of wish I was more like dogs. Just let you know at that moment, hey, I don't appreciate this. And I'm getting better. I'm getting much better. For example, one of my clients, she texted me one night while I was at the gym, and she was asking whether or not I checked her dog's foot, like she asked. And I told her, you know, no, so the text message read, I know you were busy with your YouTube channel and all, but I wanted to see if you had a chance to check her feet. I did not like that. I did not appreciate that, that tone, the phrasing. You know, I know you were busy with your YouTube channel and all, but did you get a chance to check my dog's feet? I didn't like how that read because to me, and that's what I did. I actually, before I wouldn't have even responded to that. I would have just, oh, you know, yeah, I did check her feet. But again, I'm changing. I'm becoming a different person. I realize that I need to work on myself. And so now, immediately, I sent her a message back, and I told her, I don't appreciate the phrasing. It feels like you're saying that I was too wrapped up in my YouTube video that that I didn't do a thorough, and I don't appreciate that. And I told her, I ended the text that was saying, I hope I'm just reading it wrong. I hope I'm just reading this text message wrong. But see, again, that kind of boldness I never had before. I would have never addressed it before. But now I realize things like that, if it bothers me, I have to address it. And I have to address it right then when it's no big deal. Because I'm not emotional. I'm not angry. You know, so and I didn't reply in an angry way, just very direct. Feels and I explained why. It feels like you're saying that I was too busy with the YouTube video to do a thorough job, and I don't appreciate that. And I hope that I'm just reading the message wrong. She replied immediately saying, "Oh no, 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 I'm so sorry." And she told me, "I hate text messages. You know, that's not what I meant at all." You know, and then I told her that I did check her feet. You know, and I'm not sure if you watched the video, but I combed every inch of her. You know, even her feet. But we got to figure it out. And of course, and we ended the conversation very nicely. You know, I was able to go and um, fulfill my end of the customer service part, you know, where I stand by my word. So I went by and checked your dog's feet the next day, and we had a very pleasant conversation. But before, the kind of person that I was, very insecure, you know, very eager to please others, just trying to get acceptance from everyone, trying to get validation from everyone, because I never felt like I was enough. So I always looked to others to try to give me some sort of, validation, some self-worth, I guess. But now I realize, like, it's much better to address things as they happen, right then and there, and do it without emotion, just objectively. because what I was doing before, it really was ruining relationships with some of my clients. Um, and some of them, I feel like the relationship is irreparable. You know, there's no repairing it now because I got emotional and I got angry and I said things that was very petty because I'm a petty guy. I can get very petty sometimes. Now though, I really have to credit dogs. I think it is working with dogs that has really helped me recognize that I need to change. You know, I think that sometimes as dog owners, we get wrapped up in the idea of I have to train my dog, I have to teach my dog, you know, I have to get my dog to behave the way I want, you know, all this stuff, behavior modification and training. But if we're open to it, I think that our dogs have so much to teach us. You know, they have so much to teach us about patience, about being authentic, being honest, being ourselves, accepting yourself and being okay with who you are. You never see a dog going around to other dogs, you know, can you like me, please? Like, you know, no, they just are, you know? And isn't it silly that that's kind of how we do business? I was actually talking to a groomer earlier, and I was telling her that instead of trying to change your style to match your client or whatever, you know, whatever the customer demand is, whatever the market is, instead of trying to change your style to match that, it's better to find clients who like and appreciate your style. You know, just being clear on who you are and, you know, what you believe, and then the people who actually, you know, appreciate and value that, those are going to be your clients. But you don't want to change who you are. So the example is Simon Sinek he says that so many businesses, you know, they do these focus groups, they do these, you know, market research, and basically what they're doing is kind of like if a friend were to come up to you and say, how can I behave? What can I do or say that will make you like me more? You know? And if one of your friends came up to you and said that, you'd be like, what are you talking about? You know? And they say, no, seriously. How can I dress? What can I do? How can I behave to where you'll like me more? I think, you know, most people would be like, dude, stop being so weird, you know? I think most friends would say, just be you. Dude, I just like you know? Like, but that's what we do when we start businesses, right? we ask people, how can I behave? How can I act? And how can I do offer my services in a way that you'll like me better? It's like, dude, you know, it's like, just be you and be completely you, just like dogs are, unapologetically themselves. Just be you. And then the people that like that will come and find you, you know? But you have to put it out there as well, because people are not psychics or mind readers. You know, we're not like Professor X where we can just telepathically find people like that. So that's why I encourage other groomers to start their own YouTube channel if they have not, especially if you have your own business, because this is a way where you can put it out there, share what you believe, what you're passionate about, why you're so passionate about it, why you believe what you believe. And then the people who like you and who like your style, now they have a way to find you. You know, they'll see your YouTube video, they'll go to your website. So that's, I think, the importance of putting yourself out there. If you have Instagram, you know, and here's the thing. If you do have a business, right, and you were gonna pay a production company to make you an advertisement for your business, I don't care who you contact. If they're legitimate, if they're legit, you're looking at thousands of dollars, maybe tens of thousands of dollars, just depending on your budget and what you're trying to accomplish. But after you spend those tens of thousands of dollars making a commercial, that might go on TV or other social media platforms like YouTube, those paid ads, most of them get ignored, right? I ignore them. I don't know a single person that actually listens to an advertisement on TV or anywhere, even on the internet. I just feel like advertisements like that, traditional advertisements, they just don't work anymore. Because back in the 80s, even the early 90s, we didn't really have a choice. If a commercial came on, we're watching it. Because that was all there was available. And I remember at school even, we would, sing songs, the commercial jingles. Anyways, now we have so many options. We have so many distractions. Our cell phones, our smartwatches, everything. Even on our TV, we have streaming now. We don't have to watch commercials. So whenever an advertisement comes on now, we have so many other options. We can just totally ignore it. And my point is, you can spend tens of thousands of dollars and make yourself an advertisement that's going to get ignored. Or you could just do it for free. Make your own YouTube videos. It costs nothing. It's free. And it most likely will get ignored. Trust me. For the first 5-6 years, I never got any views on my YouTube videos. But that's okay, right? The thing is, the people who do watch your videos though, these are the real believers. This is your tribe. These are people that get you. Now you have people that are actually gonna be interested in your services. You know what I'm saying? So even though you make a YouTube video where you describe what you do, why you do it, why you love grooming so much, you share this, right? You put this out there. Now this is your advertisement for your company, for you. It's gonna get ignored. Just like all advertisements get ignored, and that's okay. At least you didn't pay thousands of dollars for it. And the people who do end up watching it, those are your true believers. Those are the people that are gonna really want to support your business. They're gonna want to get to know you. These are people that kind of feel like, I think I could be friends with this dude, Right. I just got here, but he looks great. Oh, awesome. Yeah, right? Oh my god, thank you, Harley. Oh my goodness, thank you so much, buddy. So yeah, he's looking really good. So now, I'm just gonna see what it says. I love watching you and Amy because y'all are the same every video. Most of the other groomers let it go to their heads and they put on an act after a while. Like they're in a movie. Shoot. If I could act, oh my goodness, I would totally be Hollywood bound. I wouldn't even be here right now. You know what I'm saying? If I had some acting skills, holy cow, you guys wouldn't even see me anymore. I would be in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I would totally let it get to my head. So I don't want to judge. Alright. Oh, but the thing is, I think everybody just has to be honest about who they are and what makes them happy. Because I think that on a certain level, like Tony Robbins talks about, we're all looking for the feeling of significance, right? We all want to feel like we matter, like we're important, right? We want to feel significant. At least in someone's life, right? Someone thinks I'm important to them, And I think that what gives you that feeling though? I think that's what really separates people. We all want to feel significant, but what does that mean to you? What is it that makes you feel significant? Is it making a lot of money? Because that's okay, And so I think some people, you'll see on their YouTube videos, they're always selling something, they're always promoting something, and that's perfectly fine if that's who they are, if that's what makes them feel significant, Because as long as they're selling, they feel important, right? And that's fine, that's perfectly fine. But for me, it's the opposite. Whenever I'm selling or I feel like I'm promoting something, it just rubs me the wrong way. I don't feel happy. And I'm not saying that I'm right or wrong. I'm just saying this is me. And it's taken me a while to figure it out because for a while I was stressed about the money and how much I'm earning. And, I was thinking if I drive a flashy car, if I have a better car, if I dress nicer, maybe people will think I'm more credible, like maybe they'll respect me more. But that's just not me, and I wouldn't be happy, like, and so I think that everybody has to just figure out what is it that will make you happy. And sometimes it takes getting there, getting to a certain destination, thinking that that's what you wanted, realizing you really just were doing it to make your parents proud of you. And in the end, they weren't proud of you anyways. They still have a problem with something else that you're doing. So in the end, you realize, like, shoot, I did all this to try to make my parents proud of me so I can feel significant, right? That feeling of significance that we crave. A lot of times it comes from wanting to feel important to our parents, wanting to make our parents proud of us. And I remember one time I had this conversation with my mom, and she was telling me, like, when are you gonna finally, take your life seriously and be responsible? She's like, you're so irresponsible. You're just living like a kid, like a big grown kid. And she was saying, like, why don't you go back to school and be a vet? She was like, if you really love dogs so much, then at least go and be a vet, because at least then you'll be a doctor. Something that people can respect. And I remember looking at my mom and telling her, Mom, I think I told her, like, I'm really happy doing what I do. I finally found something that makes me feel so happy. The work that I'm engaged in makes me feel significant, right? It makes me feel important, like I matter. And I told her, I'm just gonna, even though this may disappoint you, I'm gonna just continue doing what I'm doing, because I can waste my whole life trying to make you proud, but then I'm gonna end up miserable, and you're not gonna be proud of me anyways. And she goes, she just kind of looked at me, and I was like, let's just say that I say, you know what, Mom, you're right. I'm wasting my life. I'm being a big child. I'm living my life like a fairy tale or something, and I'm gonna take my life more seriously. I'm gonna go back to college, and I'm gonna become a doctor, Then, you're just a doctor? Look at Ben Carson. He grew up poor. She made me read his book when I was a kid, Gifted Hands. Anyways, because he went to the same church as my mom, anyways. She would be like, look at Dr. Ben Carson. He was a brain surgeon, and he grew up poor. And so then, I'm telling all this to my mom. I was like, okay, so then let's just say I say, okay, Mom, I'll become a brain surgeon too. And so I go back to school, and I become a neurosurgeon. Then I told my mom, then you still would say, well, Dr. Penn Carson separated, conjoined twins from the head. What are you doing? And so then let's just say I do that. I find these twins that are joined at the head, and I separate them successfully. And I'll say, look, Mom, I did it. You'll say, well, look at Dr. Ben Carson. He ran for presidency. You weren't even born in America, so you can't run for president. And so then in the end, I will still have been a disappointment to you. I was like, so if it's okay with you, I'll just continue doing what I'm doing, if it's all right with you. And since that day, my mom has never brought it up again. Chelsea says, hi, June. Glad I tuned into this conversation. Oh, thank you, Chelsea. I really didn't know I was going to talk about this. I didn't know what was going to happen when I turned this camera on. But I am pleasantly surprised. Good job, Harley. You did great. Thank you for making me look good. Again. Harley, I owe you everything. He's the first guy that made me go viral on YouTube. I owe you everything, Harley. Oh my goodness. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you. So let me just do a little quick show around here. You could tell he's kind of losing his eyesight. Oh, poor guy. Nice and smooth. Look at that. Look at that little nub tail right there. Awesome, Harley. Good job today. I'm so proud of you, even though you had a bad day. Oh my goodness. Oh, thank you, Harley. Man. Anyways, thanks guys for watching. I'm so glad that this turned out the way it did. I honestly thought I was going to be making a video explaining why sometimes it's okay to not finish the groom and not do a good job because we can't force the dog to cooperate with us. That's the video I thought I was going to be making, explaining why I couldn't finish his head. But man, oh my goodness. When you when you reach my level, you know what I'm saying? When you reach my level of enlightenment, you know, just hours and hours of meditation and just soul searching, you know what I'm saying? The Jedi way. Then this is just what happens. I mean, what can I say? Helen, amazing. Oh, thank you, Helen Daniels. Chelsea, he looks so beautiful. Thank you. Thank you so much. I trimmed a little bit here. So I've been trying to look beautiful. I appreciate that, Chelsea. How does he look, by the way? Does he look okay? Anyway, same stupid jokes. Dad jokes, you know what I'm saying? Chelsea, I can only dream. Son, you keep being you. We love you just the way you are. Oh, thank you, Sonia. I appreciate that. All right, well, he's all done. Awesome. Thanks, guys. I'll see ya.